Believe you can, and you are halfway there. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. Courage is not having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have the strength. When you are at the end of your rope, tie a knot and hold on. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. It is not often that a man can make opportunities for himself, but he can put himself in such shape that when, or if the opportunities come, he is ready. Whenever you are asked if you can do a job, tell them, "Certainly I can." Then get busy and find out how to do it. The only man who never makes mistakes is the man who never does anything. In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The worst thing you can do is nothing. Never throughout history has a man who lived a life of ease left a name worth remembering. Nothing worth having comes easy. Far and away, the best prize that life has to offer is the chance to work hard at work worth doing. For those who fight for it, life has a flavor the sheltered will never know. The worst of all fears is the fear of living. Character, in the long run, is the decisive factor in the life of an individual and of nations alike. Knowing what's right doesn't mean much unless you do what's right. No man is justified in doing evil on the ground of expediency. To educate a person in the mind but not in morals is to educate a menace to society. I care not what others think of what I do, but I care very much about what I think of what I do. That is character. Comparison is the thief of joy. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. There is not a man of us who does not at times need a helping hand to be stretched out to him, and then shame upon him who will not stretch out the helping hand to his brother. Courtesy is as much a mark of a gentleman as courage. Politeness is a sign of dignity, not subservience. People ask the difference between a leader and a boss. The leader works in the open and the boss in covert. The leader leads and the boss drives. No man is above the law, and no man is below it. Patriotism means to stand by the country. It does not mean to stand by the president or any other public official. To announce that there must be no criticism of the president is morally treasonable to the American public. I am an American, free-born and free-bred, where I acknowledge no man as my superior, except for his own worth. This country will not be a good place for any of us to live in, unless we make it a good place for all of us to live in. A great democracy has got to be progressive, or it will soon cease to be great or a democracy. Be practical as well as generous in your ideals. Keep your eyes on the stars, but remember to keep your feet on the ground. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. All the resources we need are in the mind. Order without liberty and liberty without order are equally destructive. Wide differences of opinion must exist if conscience and intellect alike are not to be stunted. It is true of the nation, as of the individual, that the greatest doer must also be a great dreamer. I put myself in the way of things happening, and they happened. The nation behaves well if it treats its natural resources as assets, which it must turn over to the next generation increased and not impaired in value. The nation behaves well if it treats its natural resources as assets, which it must turn over to the next generation increased and not impaired in value. No man should receive $1 unless that dollar has been fairly earned. The joy in life is his who has the heart to demand it.